Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I have found quite a stash of doubloons in my wallet for some reason, and then I went and looked back. So there was a bunch of the Alaska missions, and then obviously the Puerto Rico disaster, and some containers, etc. And I thought to myself, you know what? It's Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Let's buy ourselves a little present. So I bought myself the Irian. So, what is the Irian? And I'm loading up here. Torpedo reload booster. Very weird ship. But I've been pummeled by enough of them in the matches. And I like cruisers. I like light cruisers. I like light cruiser play. Anyway. Irian is a Project 86 BIS light cruiser built for the Soviet Navy. It had good AA defenses and carried 12 152s. With a very long range of fire. In 1963, this ship joined the Indonesian Navy. And I'm in an all Tier 8 match. So, obviously, it's Tier 8 Premium, in case you didn't know that. If you've been living under the rocks. And it's part of the Pan-Asian line. Now, that presented myself with a bit of a problem, because I didn't have any Pan-Asian captains. So, I had to, unfortunately, spend a little bit of doubloons, and I bought some Dopak King Jong-un, I don't know, whatever. Captain, 10-pointer, yeah. So, Irian, repair party, it's got hydroacoustic search and torpedo reload booster. And you can't change those. Yeah, it is what it is. The torpedoes are deep water torps. In other words, if you're contesting a cap and the DD is there, well, sorry, you're not hitting that DD. So it's an interesting ship. Big reason also why I got it. It's apparently got a really, really nice high tier credit multiplier, and of course, always in need of credits. So, right, what do we have here? Oh, hello, Mr. Battleship. So this is about the third or fourth game. I bought this, and unfortunately, as the 10-point captain, like, you know, 1, 2, and then by the third skill, you've used 6 skill points, and then your fourth skill is the one where you use the 10 points. And unfortunately, I had picked concealment expert, and I was shattering every shell, so I had to respec. And thank you, containers, for some more doubloons. I had to respec, and it shows IFHE. So relatively easily detectable, but at least I can now set fires to stuff a little bit more. Also, took demolition expert instead of what's the skill? Wow, my brain is bad. Superintendent. There we go. Anyway, so sent some deep water torps out. I saw a cruiser and a battleship back there. There's another cruiser there. But slow start to the game. Don't expect anything to happen. But when torpedoes always pop up on somebody's radar or visual, whatever, not real radar, it does usually send them into a little bit of a panic mode. Nekagera took out our kid, and we are already down. But I see our Wichita has taken out the Otago. Wichita was one of the ships that I did consider, but I wanted something slightly different. I do enjoy my Russian cruisers. I kept the Chappie, etc. Busy working on the Donskoy. I think I've posted enough Donskoy videos that you might want to be slightly tired of those. As I'm recording this, I do notice a hell of a lot of glare back there. Sorry, it is full summer here in South Africa. We're talking 36 degrees Celsius days. And my lovely wife used part of a Christmas bonus and put a 12,000 BTU aircon in this room. So hopefully the noise doesn't interfere too much. Anyway. Right, so I'm abandoning that point. It doesn't look like there's a hell of a lot of action going, and I managed to set a fire on the battleship back there. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is, but it looks like he's letting it burn. And that is the one thing. Oh, hello, Mr. Destroyer. I got quick firing 152s. I just wish I had radar, but I don't. Set the fire on him. He's obviously going to put it out, but I see a Cleveland pushing super strong. The battleship that I abandoned back there, he's obviously taking pot shots at me, but it's kind of pointless. And I decide, let me go around, let me go on the outside. I usually don't fight from about the 6 to the 10 line on this map. I just don't enjoy it. I am between the 1 and 3 line, that open space. This gives you a bit more maneuverability, etc. Had a really good match last night with Jagged in my, my Alaska, and yeah, had some fun out there. Usually there's caps over there that you can contest. A little bit worried about this DD, but it looks like the Cleveland, yes, our Cleveland has taken care of him. But it looks like he's eaten a few torpedoes. Wow, 116 hit points. Yeah, he's in a bit of a hurt. I love the range on the guns though. 17.2, I think. Tier 8 light cruiser, I would take that any day. Obviously, like if you use, I think there's on my Chapayev that I use a spotting plane of all things, and you can have good fun. Took me a little while to get to know the ship, so it's not a bad ship. Obviously, same being Russian built, it's got the same problems that they have. Gets citadeled from almost any angle by anything that looks at you quite angry. No preferential matchmaking. Sometimes you're in luck and you see 7 to 9s or something, and other times it's 8 to 10s, and then you try and find an island. Now, it doesn't, even though it looks like that now, it doesn't have that massive, lofty shell arcs that the Americans have. Oh, torpedo bombers. Hello. This thing's got pretty good AA, though, I must say. I'm quite impressed with the AA. It's got pretty good AA. Anyway, so I'm slowly but surely trying to work that BB. Getting my angles wrong, and he's wiggling a little bit, which is unfortunate. Hold still. Shh. No tears now, only dreams. So for those that have been following the Puerto Rico mess on Reddit, that was one of the best cartoons pasted. Where Wargaming is bunt down, gagged the community, and then the inscription is like, no more tears, only dreams, and the poor community is just like, anyway. Okay, alright, I think that's a Buffalo. I might take some pot shots at him. But I want to start working this other battleship over here. I think it was a Henry, if I'm not mistaken. He's now, yeah, it's got the superstructure of a British battleship. And we're in a pretty commanding lead. We've lost 3 and they are 4 down already. We've lost 2 DDs, unfortunately. 2 of our 3, they have lost only 1. So, time to start working in. Now, as you can see, I'm getting decent penetrations on the superstructure. I ignore that DD, it's kind of pointless. I first want to start a fire here. Only getting 1 on shatter, so non-penetration. Before IFHE, I was literally shattering 50% plus of the shells that I was sending. The ship is very nicely maneuverable. Okay, so that player obviously is not playing since yesterday. Oh, he has put the fire out. I was about to compliment him. It's one of the things I'm noticing so much, and even in the higher tier gameplays, tier 8, tier 9. And especially when I'm divvying with Eric and Mino and Jagged and those guys, we will obviously communicate. I've put some of the raw gameplay videos up, and I'll set a fire on a battleship, and the guy will instantly put out 1 fire, and you're like, you don't put out 1 fire, because then I'm on Discord saying, guys, Henry has just put out the fire, let's burn him down, and then everybody fires HE as him, and he gets 3 fires, and he's super frustrated. Oh, he's spamming faggots. No, you just let 1 fire burn, 2 fires or more you put out. Especially, ooh, I took a heavy hit there. I'm talking too much shit. So I took a heavy hit there. And there's a destroyer in our cap, so obviously I have to disengage from the battleships, much to my annoyance, to go and deal with this destroyer. Apologies. Doesn't have radar. Best it has is hydroacoustic search, and because I don't have superintendent, I only have two. Okay, Bismarck and the Massachusetts has decided to ram each other. Not sure who had the highest HP there to trade. I've done it before. I'm low HP and I see a near full HP battleship. Okay, I am detected. Our CV is actually using his brain and keeping the destroyer spotted. And now it's time to start firing these fast traveling shells. I am worried about torpedoes though, so I activated my hydroacoustic search. CV is really working him, and I'm getting, I got 3 good hits there, and I do like the quick firing shells. That does help quite a bit, I must say. And not that I don't like the Americans, but yeah, those shells are slow. Okay, 2 penetrations, I killed the Kagero. Now I can actually go back to going have a decent game. Okay, 42,000 damage, 455,000 potential damage shot at me. It's very unfortunate of people to do that. 1 DD remaining, 1 cruiser, a couple of 2 cruisers, 2 battleships, and a aircraft carrier. All right, so there's a Cleveland and a Bismarck, and how do I know it's a Bismarck? Because of the fire show. Remember earlier today, when the game launched, it was an all tier 8, and that's a Bismarck, obviously working at Cleveland, and it looks like the Cleveland is about to not, sir. Now, this is the one thing, and I've used it before as well. If you are very close to an island, I don't know if it's error in the code, so he is beached. I'm aiming at his superstructure, and I'm actually shooting over him because there's some sort of calculation that goes amiss. And I've used it myself, where you're hitting the island instead of the ship, even though you're aiming the ship. And it's one of the many bugs that wargaming at some stage has to fix. Alright, so that Cleveland is dead. I know that for a fact. Oh, yes, my last 2 hit him. I actually thought the Bismarck was going to get him, but okay, I'll take it. So, 1 DD, 1 cruiser, 2 battleships, and an aircraft carrier part. Only 2,000 damage done on that Cleveland. Like I said, that was unfortunate because I was aiming at him and shells kept going over him, and he wasn't reversing, he was literally just stuck there. Probably had a bit of a blind panic moment. And again, Irian is not a close range knife fighter. You've got, in my opinion, and I've only literally played 3 or 4 games in this thing, you have really, really good guns, terrible armor, fairly high fire chance. So with the spec, with IFHE, that obviously reduces it, I think 13%. So look, it's normal soft Soyuz with, what was that, 48% if I put flags on it. Yeah, that thing was just ridiculous. I'm enjoying the Kremlin. I want to buy the soft Soyuz back. That thing was a bully. Even though they nerfed the Sigma, that thing was just that thing was so awesome. But yeah, very, very low on credits at the moment. I think I have 5 million credits to my name. Mostly because I bought the Kremlin, bought the Ibuki, I have been upgrading my Alsace. Oh yeah, and I bought the Alsace as well. Anyway, this is North Carolina. And he is engaged with everything else that is in our 3-4-5 line. So I can slow down and start working him. 8-second reload on this. There's 1 fire already, but he is being pounded. And hopefully didn't set that fire out. Dispersion on this, I actually must go and see what the Sigma is. It's pretty bad, but you land the occasional hits, as you can see. You do land the occasional hits. Alright. So he is about dead. He is about dead. Come. And I think our Lexington is going to bomb him into tomorrow. There we go. He's a little underage boat. Send some shells out, but I don't think we're going to have much luck on that. Oh, we did lose our carrier, so that was just a flesh wound. Shit, okay. Oops. Poor carrier. Okay, so 2 of our battleships have decided to go aggressive. I don't want to call it full retard, but they've gone aggressive and started capping the enemy team. So my biggest concern is this gap over here. Battleship is again beached, and I don't know if he did that on purpose, as I discussed earlier, or you can use it in a case like that. But my concern was this gap here. If that DD was smart and he knew it was here and I'm obviously detected, then he could have torpedoed that. He didn't. There's the Charles Martel, if I'm not mistaken. I still have that. I still need to play through it. It's not bad, but it's not a great ship. Don't ask me why I sent the torps there. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Okay, no idea why. It's deep water torpedoes. Sometimes I'm an idiot. Actually, most times I'm an idiot. Right. So, putting pressure on this Charles Martel, and the North Carolina catches him swinging. And just like many cruisers, broadside eats AP from a battleship. Hello, Citadels. Hello, getting fucked up. Alright, so our 2 battleships here are actually in quite a bad state. Put priority fire on these torpedo bombers. And both those battleships are now gone. And guess who overcommitted to come up here and to help? The one actually detonated from a torpedo. Okay, that's the thing I've been seeing a lot lately. Right, torpedoes incoming. Luckily I have like 2 or 3 seconds left of my hydroacoustic search. I can avoid them. But I know there is now a CV and an underage boat. Choice. What do I do in a situation like this? I can cap, put the pressure on the CV to focus me, because we have 3 cruisers and our DD pushing up. We have it firmly in. I don't have a lot of health. 24,000 health HP, not a lot. Put some priority fire on the planes coming in, and then their underage boat starts shooting at me, and I get pummeled by the CV. And for some reason I just couldn't get the aim quite nicely on this guy. I kept hitting him at the back, and I was punching holes in him, but I just wasn't getting it. And his aim was on point. I mean, he was just tearing me a new one. That's a good play from that DD. I mean, usually I fucking hate DDs, but this guy, he came out on an on-top fight, and I knew why he was shooting me. He couldn't do the normal stealthy torpedo shit, because he needed hits on me to reset the cap. What I'm doing here is I'm delaying as much as possible and taking his attention, because we have 3 cruisers and our DD moving up. So there's a fire on me. I got 15 seconds. I might make it, but I know I'm in for a world of hurt, because the CV and the DD is both focusing me. If you're new to the game and you are still learning, sometimes look at the mini-map. Okay, there I'm dead. Okay, CV got Confederate. Good job by him. But I kept them distracted while 4 of our other ships moved up without being harassed, killed, shot at, or anything. So we look at the Akatsuki, and what is that? I think that's a Buffalo or Baltimore. That's tier 8, so it'll be what, Baltimore. They're all shooting at the CV now. Putting planes over an American cruiser, probably not the best idea. I mean, DFAA isn't as strong as it used to be, but you still got, you can still take the planes out. I mean, I took 5 planes out there, and I didn't have DFAA just by putting the priority size on. And GG's from the red guys. I think they have seen the writings on the wall. 2 cruisers and the DD is now shadowing it, and boom. Match has ended. 500,000 credit, 80,890 damage done. Hey, I got a halsey task completed. Awesome. 2 kills. Team score, second from the top. Not bad. Not bad for a premium Irian. Like I said, it's a good ship. I enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed this replay. I would have liked to hit 100,000 damage, but that wasn't going to happen. I had to go back, kill the DD and our cap, etc. But that is the way that the game plays. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me as always, and I hope to see you guys soon with another World of Warships video. Cheers!